I don't think much screams old-fashioned grandma plants as much as Agave attenuata. These are homes that you often see in classic traditional Queenslander homes, and also houses that have been around for centuries around Australia and overseas. This plant is tough. It handles complete, utter neglect and still thrives. In fact, you can throw it on a heap and it roots and survives. I suppose one way it could be a little bit weedy, but if you are looking for a really tough plant, do not overlook Agave attenuata. I admit, I kind of don't like it sometimes, but if you are looking for a tough plant, this may just be the plant you are seeking. Green leaves, no spines, tough, no need to look after it once it is established, and it does form a pretty nice heap. There are some interesting features about this plant, which I'm going to show you. Now this one popped up in my yard with a little bit of variegation. It's not dominant, but it definitely is something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And yes, there is definitely a really strong, bold variegation version of this plant on the market. And it really is a stunner with that green in the middle and the white stripe on the outside. Have you ever wondered why it gets its common name, foxtail? Well, that's a good reason why. That is it in flower. At the front of my place, the plant's there, and that's the flower inflorescence. And let's go a little bit closer to the flower itself. Bees absolutely adore this as well. Right now it's late in the afternoon, no bees, but you can see. Definitely a plant that does make a feature, especially when it's a little bit younger and the flower spike is around about at that point, but it's past its prime and it's starting to weep all the way down. And that is probably why a lot of people like to see this in flower. The foxtail in bloom is definitely an eye catcher. Mass planted with all of those flowers definitely is something worthwhile looking out for. You tend to find it in some of the older suburbs and older towns throughout Queensland and New South Wales and in Victoria. So keep a lookout for it if you really want a tough plant, a resilient plant, and a plant you do not have to look after. That's your garden tip for today with Paul Plant Horticulture. If you like the garden tip, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.